entire team putting that event together. And remember, while we're in the West, we're creating brands. All of these brands are going to go home. So there'll be Marcus Garvey Fest in Malawi, Marcus Garvey Fest in Ghana. You know, we're building these brands. So we want to support them. And if you want to be part of this revolution and you have a festival, a brand, reach out. We'll work out a deal. And it's collective security. You know, we have an audience, you have a product. We are working together to create the economics of righteousness. Wickedness have its economics, the war machine. I and I have to have a peace machine that works where people can pay themselves, support their families, send their children to university and them thing there. And as I say that, big up to my daughter, my firstborn, who will be attending university, getting ready to move her in on campus. What a milestone for a parent, you know what I mean? So big up all of the ones them who are having children and you aspire to see them go college and you aspire to see them to go to college and you get to live to see that, you know what I mean? Big up. That being said, we do give thanks and we do give ISIS to have a great program for it, for the eye. A lot of time when we reason with our elders, we talk about the past, we get the history, their photographic memory and archival knowledge, but seldom do we sit with our elders and find out what is their vision for the future. You know, what do they envision treading from, you know, the 50s and 60s and coming through the analog, the digital, you know, seeing all of the changes as we create the architecture and this new reality, this heaven on earth. We have to get the wise counsel from our Asians, from our elders. And tonight, we're going to go deep in celebration of Lidj Tafari's Earth Strong 134. We're finishing Lidj Tafari month strong. We have the mighty elder Bongo Jerry here to talk about the future of the Rastafari movements, and we do give thanks. So please give a warm welcome to I family and I ancient days, Bongo Jerry. Royal blessings.
Well, thank you very much for accommodating, inviting, and welcoming me to the program today. Thank you very much, sir. And for the and to the listeners, I'm so grateful for your company and attention. Privilege of addressing my mind to connect with your mind all. In going forward to the future, after having a certain amount of experience of more than 60 years, more than 6 decades of experience of working along with others towards this objective, I know that it is more fruitful for me to welcome and encourage coming together with other people and planning the future. I don't want to project my ideas for the future. I have my ideas, but it is much more useful and meaningful to come together with others and to design and project and even speculate about the possibilities of the future. Now, some things, we have many foundations, many aspects of our foundation are solid and will continue to serve us well. Some of the things that was predominant and prevalent in the foundation have proven not to be a firm ground on which certain things to stand if they are to stand in a good time. So, similarly to when the OAU, the Organization of African Unity, was being founded 63 years ago in May 1963, after at least 8 years, after at least 8 years of planning and working towards it from at least the middle of the 1950s, 1955. When it finally was ready, when it was obvious that the time was coming for a permanent organization of all of the African people to be established, there was more than one group and more than one outlook, very different from the other one. So you had a group of some independent countries in Africa and some countries still fighting for freedom, named the Casablanca Group. And you had another group of countries independent in Africa and some freedom fighting countries not yet free in Africa, named the Monrovia Group. Casablanca, I think, was in Morocco. Casablanca, I think, is in Morocco. May I be corrected? And a group of countries led by some of the freedom fighters and the government there, they have a certain point of view. They have a next set of countries where the headquarters of the unity that them had was Monrovia, Liberia. But one of the strongest freedom fighters, or probably the strongest organizer, apart from His Imperial Majesty himself, the Emperor of Ethiopia, was Kwame Nkrumah, the Prime Minister of Ghana, which had just been independent 6 years before 1957. But as I said, he was one of the strongest, he was the strongest leader outside of Haile Selassie and had the most support. There are a group of countries was, I think, mostly Arab countries, but African on the African continent are Muslim Arab countries named the Casablanca Group. I may be corrected about that. Now, Nkrumah's idea and many of the people who grew up with them, their idea was let us immediately form an organization that going to make up a government of all of Africa in a federation right away from the start. Let us have an army. We will start build right away. Let us have an airline we will have right away. Let us have a shipping line because even him himself did establish a shipping line in Ghana right away as Ghana become independent 6 years before. And I even go on one of them ship that in the Kingston Harbor 1970 Black Star Line ship that Mark that never continue in Marcus Garvey and I. Kwame Nkrumah heading the government of Ghana set up that as a national shipping line for Ghana. So he was encouraging all of the African leaders now. Let us set up a organization right away that's going to be a government of all of the African free place. I will go and go have set up African army right away, set up an airline right away, and set up all of the different things right away. Now, His Imperial Majesty never joined any of the two groups, but His Imperial Majesty's recommendation is let us not do it right away. Let us start with some things and gradually build. So technically, there was three different groups: the Casablanca group, the Monrovia group, and then people like His Imperial Majesty who never joined none of the group, but say, let us get ideas from both groups and let us gradually build the thing. In the long run, the meeting will keep Addis Ababa. Them decide to form the organization and to start gradually. But it did start from even before that because years before that, His Imperial Majesty built a building for the government office them long before, years before, and called the building Africa Hall. And then prepare many other things like that before. Now, since that time, many other things have been built up and it progress and progress, not as much as what we think it would have done in a 63 year, but it's still going and it is more than 54 countries now in Africa in that organization, but some part of Africa still not free yet. Now, why I mention this is because the program on this station that we are on now, Lion Talk, hosted by Kwesi Bansu, our brethren, the host. Yesterday had a most important chapter in the program in his radio station history, where a brother living in America from him was 4 years old, born in Guyana, come and clarify the history that the foundation members of the Rastafari organizations in Jamaica did get them knowledge from some brethren in America who did start call themselves Rastafari before the man them in Jamaica. Now this is like having the same Casablanca group having a certain opinion, and a next group named the Monrovia group having a next opinion, and each one of them hoping and believing that their opinion is right and they will overcome and prevail over the next group, and the other group having the same idea. Say, our opinion is more solid. I hope we prevail, and the other one have to bow to our idea. You understand me? So now, for some time now, this thing has been debated, but it become clearer and clearer. But I myself did have knowledge about this thing here from I was 18 years old. It just
Okay.
become a topic. It just become a topic. It just become a main topic in the United States, maybe 10 or 20 years now, and it's still a build
Yes.
up now. It's a very important topic. Whether the Rastafari movement in the Western Hemisphere start in America or in Jamaica, and I did fortunate as an 18-year-old to get some schooling about that. That's why I know although Kwasi, what the man pronounce his name again? Kwasi or Kwasi? Kwasi.
Kwasi. Kwasi.
Kwasi Bansu, right?
Yes, I.
I,
Isis.
I'm very glad that Kwasi gave I the invitation to give my views about how to go forward in the future. But I see it
Yes.
important to clear up this similar situation
No,
that is
man. Free up.
existing. Yes, I. Similar situation like what existed at the start of the OAU, where you have two strong factions with two strong opinion, both of the opinion having strong points, but each side wanting to defeat the other side and its opinion go the whole way. But because of Haile Selassie and other leadership operate in a certain way, we have learned that we can do even better than that. We can continue to consult amongst one another and come to a conclusion one way or the other way or both ways incorporated in one. It's a very similar situation. Well, I'm going to tell you this. When I was 18-year-old, as I talked recently for my own program at pertain to his mother's birthday last week, my mother was teaching at a school in East
You just
Kingston.
have to wind up, Jerry. Go.
You have to wind up. Are you saying that I need to wind up?
No, no,
No,
no.
anyway.
I said wind up.
My
I
mother.
said you're winding up. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
It's like a slingshot. You're
okay,
riding.
okay. Catapult, catapult, yes. So
Got a
my mother
point.
was teaching at a school in East Kingston, and that school where she was teaching to, she run into a relative of ours that she never see a long time. That a Mr. Bolt. I one of my father cousin, because my mother father was a Gaviite, as I say. And my father was a Gaviite. And both family get to know one another. So my mother even know some of my father cousin. And she a teach a camper down school in East Kingston. And after driving go there every day, she go realize Mr. Bolt live right in front of camper down. Now me left her yard from 2 years before now when me 16. Me is now 18. My mother get in contact with me just after his mother to come here and tell me say, I link up back with Mr. Bolt, and him is a long time member of the UNIA, but him younger than your two grandfather them. And I want you to come look for him and meet him because I'm going to bring you up to date on a whole heap of thing as a 18-year-old. When I go to Mr. Bolt yard, my mother carry me a couple of days later, go on to school and drop me off, and me there the whole day with Mr. Bolt. Mr.
Okay.
Bolt bring me up to date with things that him grew up with, younger than my two grandfather. Well, one of the first thing him tell me is about when Marcus Garvey organization start running into problems like them put Marcus Garvey at prison, them take with the liberty all downtown from the organization, them a harass them and all kind of thing, him get deport back from America to Jamaica. But out of that rise up other things. Because here it is, the Rastafari brotherhood now and sisterhood rise up in a Jamaica, and many of them was people was in the Garvey movement before. So it's like the Garvey movement now go produce our next thing. It's like a prep school now get successful and them decide to build a high school coming out of the prep school. So the Rastafari movement now, the Garvey movement was the basic school, the daycare, and the primary school. And here it is now, higher educational institution going to rise up out of the Rastafari movement. So Mr.
Okay.
Bolter tell me about the early times of that. Him also tell me about how the two political parties in Jamaica also rise up out of the consciousness of the Garvey movement bring about in Jamaica, but them decide to take it a different way. Them decide to take it by linking up with the socialist revolution we are going around the world and gradually kind of adjust it a little away from black nationalism, African nationalism, where Garvey teach, to Jamaican nationalism. So that is how the Jamaican nationalist movement grew out of the same Garvey movement. So you see, two things come out of the Garvey movement, more than two. The Rastafari movement rise up, and here it is now the nationalist movement in Jamaica rise up and produce the JLP and PNP.
Okay.
But
Two
what I
road.
want to point out to my sisters and brothers is that Marcus Garvey and the UNIA, which him go to America for make it get bigger. Him leave Jamaica. Him started 1914 with him little girlfriend, a teenager. Stay at Jamaica 2 years, and by the next 2 years, him travel go America now for it grow more and him learn more. When him travel go America 1916, it start get so big that in 4 years time, him decide to keep a world conference at the organization. And by that time, Tafari in Ethiopia now also hear about Garvey. So Tafari in Ethiopia just start to run the government of Ethiopia in the middle of the First World War, 1916. Tafari set up a delegation now. So as soon as the World War done, 1918, him going to send a delegation to America. And him going to send a delegation. We have three purposes. One is to make contact with the government of America and set up diplomatic relationship between Ethiopia and America. The next one is to make contact with the African American people and make direct links between Rastafari and the African American people. And the third one is to make links with Marcus Garvey, who also set up a world organization named the UNIA. So Tafari sent a delegation to America as the World War done, with 3 missions. When Tafari sent the mission to America 1919 as the World War done, when they make contact with the American government, the American president and the government now say them no want no contact with no Ethiopia and them no want no diplomatic relation and send with the Ethiopian delegation and say we not meet with you. Well, the Ethiopian delegation have two more duty, so them no feel no way when America decides that them not make the links with Tafari. Them go to the African American people now start make contacts with them in various city where the African American is very strong and militant after the war. Because especially after going to war, I help America fight and free. Not for the black American soldier. Not for the black American soldier. Come back from the war and decide to them not put up with no bullying and start organize very militantly. So Tafari send the delegation, say since America now want no diplomatic ties and no ambassador between the two countries, make we check the militant American, black American organization. We not put up with no foolishness. And them go check them and them in a certain city where them know say them organize well. Some of them was in Chicago, some of them was in Washington, some of them was in New York, and some of them in a different city. So Tafari mission go to them, all of them different man and woman, and make contact with them and start make them know what Tafari doing in Ethiopia. Little before this now, Tafari did get married 5 years before, Tafari get married 1911 when I'm a teenager, Tafari get married when I'm a 19-year-old. And him wife a 1 year old on him and did married 3 times before. But him still married her 1911. And by the next year, them first pick the band. Now
Yes, I.
before Tafari and him wife first pick the band, that a Tanya and your work. Tafari did done have a youth when I'm a teenager already, before he married.
Romaine work.
That the daughter we have named Romani work.
Yes,
I don't know
Romani.
what Romani mean, but work mean goal. So him have that daughter when him about 18, nearly 19. But our mother dead as she born, just like how Tafari mother dead as soon as Tafari born. So it is Tafari first child or daughter. As our mother born, she die. And a Tafari,
Okay.
the teenager one, I bring her up with the help of him female relative them.
Serious
Now
history, this in the family.
I tell you about that because she going to come back up in the topic, Romani work. Because when Tafari leave out of Ethiopia, going to exile and go a League of Nation, the Italian grab him daughter, him first daughter we him have before he married, and put her in a prison in Ethiopia and then carry her go to Italy and have her at Italy for years. From 1935 till 1941, 6 years them have her at prison. And one of our three children die and two survive. And she dead at prison 1941 while Haile Selassie had tried through Ethiopia and go up in Addis Ababa but not reached there yet. Well now, after Tafari sent the mission to the man them in Chicago, New York, and a different city them and make contact with them and make them know about Rastafari. Him send them now to Marcus Garvey. 1919, Marcus Garvey plan a big convention 1920.
Okay.
So Marcus Garvey did send an invitation to Tafari, So me keep a big convention next year. And I want you send a delegation come represent in the conference. Now it's later on through Mr. Bull school me and later on try do some research. I find out say Marcus Garvey want the delegation from Tafari to come sit down in the conference and put a label in front of them desk mark Ethiopia, delegates of Rastafari. But Tafari tell them, I talk it all the while for years now. Tafari tell him delegate them say, do not get up and speak in the conference and do not put no sign in front of you. Just be there low profile. And when they come and break in the conference, you go to Marcus Garvey, introduce yourself quietly, and give them 2 envelopes. But I, after that, learned, say, Marcus did ask Tafari to send the delegate and ask them to get up and talk in the conference. Now, it's lately I find out that the first source of Marcus Garvey vexation was that Tafari tell the man them, say, don't get up in the conference.
Okay.
But from 1966, Mr. Bull tell me say, and 1968, between 1966 and 1968, Mr. Bolt and Mr. Garvey wife Amy Jakes gave the full knowledge say the man them never get up and talk, them never announce themselves, but them contact Marcus Garvey quietly during the intermission. But Garvey never pleased about that. Because so when you have a conference, important people come to your conference and you publicize it and you make them stand up and them have a standing ovation. Them think they boost up your organization more.
Of course.
Garvey, so Marcus Garvey missed that opportunity to do that and he was very disappointed. And apparently that is where some of him dissatisfaction start. That years later, 16 years later, the dissatisfaction was still there, simmering underneath. That when Tafari, when his Imperial Majesty landed in London at the Waterloo Railroad Station coming from the ship, and then black Marcus Garvey from meet His Majesty. Marcus Garvey write to His Majesty several times, don't get no reply, and believe like it's a continuation of Tafari saying it's a low profile mission, this, let us not make the public see so we are communicate. So that is where that little feeling grow in a Marcus Garvey.
I want to touch a point.
Yes, sir.
I want to touch a point because one of the reasons that Rastafari would not want them to speak is because it would be, as a sovereign nation, typically you would have check in with sovereign country, you don't want to be seen as getting involved in political affairs of an entity within a sovereign nation. Could be seen as subversive. So His Majesty, although
Exactly.
yes, His Majesty, although he is reaching out, which is a very aggressive move for a sovereign leader to send delegates to. And remember, this is pre-civil rights. This is
Yes.
before. This is black people in a state of oppression. His Majesty is sending reconnaissance out there
Yes.
to see, which could be seen as subversive. So he's
Yes.
telling them, just calm yourself. See, we don't know if they get political. We don't know what them talking. Check the vibe and come forward and show me. So again, for the ones who try to paint His Majesty certain kind of way, like he jumped on the Pan-African bandwagon in '63. I love this history. Continue, Bongo Jerry.
Yes, I. And just as you say, his father and his cousin Menelik and Tafari father, Haile Selassie father, used to send delegation to the American people many years before that, from in the 1800s, even before Tafari born. And because of that, Ethiopia did adopt the Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem as a special connection, because them using the name Abyssinia, which up to 1919, Ethiopia was still known by that name. Is Tafari come change it back to Ethiopia. So this connection with the Black American people had been going on even before Tafari born. So here it is now, that when the man them in Chicago especially got the meeting with the Tafari delegation, they were so glad them form an organization right away with Ethiopia naming it under the principles of the young Tafari, making contact with them. And these is the man them where Leonard Howell meet when after him leave Jamaica 14 years old. Leonard Howell leave Jamaica 1912 as a 14-year-old. Like many of us migrate being sent by our parents, and you even have some younger youth stow away and go away by themselves as young teenager. But Leonard Howell leave Jamaica 1912. Him born 2 years before the 1900s, and him born 1898. When him leave Jamaica, he was 14-year-old in 1912. Him go to
Okay.
Panama and him go all over the place where black people there. And after that, him went to the United States about 1922. Him go to United States 1922. And him was there until 1924. And him leave and go some other country before him come back to Jamaica. And him turn a seaman now, leaving from New York Harbor weapon ship, going all around the world for over 10 years. So from 1922 to 1932, Leonard Howell is a seaman traveling around the world with the information we get from the Chicago man, like what your brethren did say yesterday, and returned to Jamaica 10 years later, after him here said Tafari crown now, returned to Jamaica, and was not the first Rasta return to Jamaica, because both Dunkley did return 1931, and
Yes.
Hibbert returned also before Howell. But
Yes.
only say all of them was traveling, most of them as seamen, returning
Yes.
to Jamaica after Tafari crown and now name Haile Selassie, with the same news, and people start proclaiming the Rastafari movement start 1930. But as far as I know, I talking in public, I have always asserted that the Rastafari movement start before His Imperial Majesty Crown 1930. And that's why it named Rastafari movement, because it started from him was Rastafari.
Exactly. Which makes sense. It makes sense because it would be the Haile Selassie movement, if it
Yes,
was
sir.
post
1930.
coronation.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I
sir.
mean? So this is perfect though, Bongo Jerry, even though you haven't touched the future, you're
Yes,
setting the table.
I just connecting. I am connecting with what your brethren
No,
did
I love
expound
that.
yesterday, because I have been stating that at least 50 years now and trying to explain to people that Tafari movement start before him crown. And not only that, just like the Casablanca group and the Monrovia group, which was rivaling in trying to steer the OAU, so it is, you always have national pride or area pride among people. So the
Yes.
Jamaican Rastafari always boasting that is we spread Rastafari around the world. And naturally, the American Rastafari have felt some resentment over the years, although we never hear it expressed till about 20 years ago. A
Yes.
resentment that Jamaica go on like it's Jamaica Rastafari start, and them know say it was in America before it was in Jamaica. But
Yes.
what I have been asserting from a longer time that the Rastafari movement start around Rastafari in Ethiopia and
Yes.
spread around the world. But it is natural for you to have these rivalry. And these
Exactly.
rivalry are going to exist wherever you have more than one organization following the same leadership.
Yes.
And each one of the organization believe like it is the most superior one. The Bingy House have a feeling it is the most superior and pure form of Rasta. The
Yes.
Bongo Dread House have the same feeling. The
Yes.
12 tribe of Israel have the same feeling. And this is
Yes.
how things go
Natural.
in a parent of more than one child, especially with more than one mother. You understand me?
Yes.
And if we don't learn that and overcome the little slight differences, it will become a serious rivalry. Worse like how, just like the black Muslim movement in America, is in a prison it grow. So
Yes.
it the Rastafari movement gets special attention in a prison by a long succession of Rastafari people, long, long time.
Yeah, man.
Not only your brethren yesterday, who is now the chaplain, not only
Yes.
Queen Mother Moses, not only
Yes.
many before her, not only
I have a big up
the
man
man who
like Ross Wayne, Ross Wayne
call himself.
Rose,
Yes,
um,
and the elder one, the one named what him
Abuna
name?
Fox, Center
Yes,
Fox.
Center Fox or a Center Fox. Many long before that. And
Yes.
as a result of that, when the man them get serious and I defend them cause, sometimes them get vexed too. And you know, so when man in a prison for life, or when man the 20 year in a prison and come out, and him a defend something and you tell him foolishness. More time him feel to stuff him out with something and shut you up. So you have some anger in there. Where these anger turn into force. Many times I see it. I see 1973 when the organization that I was in, the Ethiopian World Federation Charter 15,
Yes.
suspend the keeping of celebration. So we who not keep no celebration now, some of we brethren half dozen, a dozen away. Start circle other house in a Rasta and go for them celebration. The first one we go to Bull Bay on Bingy. When we go in there, some of the Bingy man are try bully we down, say take off your tam. We have a red,
Yes.
gold, and green tam. They must say we take it off. Well, I not say nothing, and I don't answer them. But them pick them cheese. And about a dozen now in there. And some of them go wrong, and them see a certain brother named Sangi and feel like himself. And grab a film tam and throw the red, gold, and green tam in the fire.
Art.
Bullying that, physical aggression and
Yes.
assault that,
Of
War
course.
start over less than that, Worse,
Yes.
only per man in Jamaica go to prison for this. Only per
Yes.
man in America go to prison for this. And only per man in every country go to prison for this. And you start rival one another and start boast off on one another. A man get angry and all them way there. And you can see it a boil up. And you can see Manuel want to say, oh, you don't know whom When me there
Yes.
street, me have my things, my things out there wait for me. When me come a
Yes.
street, I want you to repeat that answer. Yeah, I want if you understand me.
Yeah, man. No, definitely. Tribalism.
Yes, and it just beginning,
Yes.
So
Tribalism.
did you know, say, the same year when I go to Ethiopia, 73, the first time, them have an anniversary celebrating His Majesty 80th birthday the year before and celebrating 10 years of the OAU. And everyone of the leader in the OAU get up and speak. And when Gaddafi get up and speak, after him introduce himself, him start cuss Haile Selassie right in Africa Hall in Addis Ababa in the building Haile Selassie built. start cuss him. And some man,
Yes.
liberation fighter, we go through war, and we go prison like Jomo Kenyatta and come out of prison and liberate them country. Now skin up because them a whole time on a rub sentence. And now you one rub sentence. Rush towards the podium for grab Gaddafi. And a highly Selassie have to stop them and say, not only enough to touch him, you have to make him go and talk. He in my
Hmm.
Africa hall talking to me and a diss me, make him finish. And Gaddafi go and talk for several more minutes, cussing Haile Selassie in a Haile Selassie building. And Haile Selassie tell them, say, low him and make him go and talk.
See it there?
Now Gaddafi do some good work after that. But
Yes.
I also know, say, he made swell. Because
Yes.
plenty man when them do good work, especially if them have money. Them feel like them are the greatest leader. And not only that, him have so much money that him give money to several African country and head of state. And the whole of them come together and change the name of the OAU.
I was gonna say he was the driving factor behind the change from the OAU to the AU, and he was also lobbying to move the capital from the headquarters of the OAU to his capital in Tripoli,
Yes.
as a to
Yes.
Addis Ababa. And Malez had to do a huge campaign. You know, they had to bring out all this video of Haile Selassie welcoming the world leaders. I mean, the African leaders, and you know, they had to do it. And this was the first time in Ethiopia in a long time people had even seen His Majesty, because you know, Malez government had suppressed all images of the king,
Yes.
all thing, but they had to bring it out to save Ethiopia's place, because it's an economic issue for Ethiopia
Yes.
as well. As long as the OAU or AU headquarters is there, money are spent, to boost the economy, the embassies are there. So it was a big thing, as you say. And let us also note historically the way that Gaddafi life ended after him disrespect the king to him face. I'm not drawing any conclusion, you know. I'm just stating the history, and I'm just watching and praying. And you know, I never love how the brethren life ended, but at the same time, I just look at the whole thing and know it's something you shouldn't utter from your mouth. You know what I mean? That is just I, man. But you know what I mean? Continue, Bongo Jerry.
Yes, so no. It's a one main reason why them did change the name of OAU, you know. Because him give
Yes.
some man money, him give some country all of money, and him give some of the leaders some money. And then now him want to move the capital now, because him give more money, and him go and pay all of the AU bills, you know. Libya have enough money, can pay all AU bills, you know. You don't even have to throw no dues again, you know. And because of that, that is how some people see his control. Because them have the money can buy out, not only the lock him can buy out, you know, but him can buy out the stock. And him can buy out the barrel where the stock come in. Lock, stock, and barrel. And lock, stock, and barrel don't just be talking about the barrel where the goods come in. Lock, stock, and barrel refer to the different parts of the gun. The lock of the gun, the stock of the gun, and the barrel. So now, do you know how at Gaddafi, who assassinated Gaddafi?
A color revolution led by the West, NATO. And
Hillary Clinton.
yes, Hillary
Hillary
Clinton.
Clinton organized.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
before Hillary Clinton organized that, Gaddafi had made rapprochement with the United States and was collaborating with the United States before that. You know that?
Yes, Obama, I forget some of the blame for that too. It was his
Yes,
administration.
him go along with it.
Yes,
Him go
yes, it
along
was
with
his
it.
administration as
But
well.
Gaddafi did soften up and was dealing with America for years.
Yes.
And when Bishop in Grenada lead the revolutionary Grenada in 1979, and him a go on tough for 3 years till 82. Fidel Castro tell him, say, you cannot just go on tough every day as a small little country in the neighborhood of the United States. You have to let go that tough stance and improve your relationship with America. Castro advised him that, you know.
Yes.
And him show him the example of Gaddafi said that Gaddafi did have to do it. And Bishop start do it and get a ease up for Grenada grow. And it was the hardliner. The hardliner we claim say them tougher than you. and they're more militant than you. Bernard Coeur and the hardline communists in Grenada, advised by the hardline communists in Jamaica, including the WPGA and Trevor Monroe, advised them, say, Bishop gets soft, lick off him head. After Gaddafi was the example that Bishop was given by Castro, say cool off little and improve relationship with America. And Barack Obama himself get advice, say cool off relation with Cuba. And Castro get a relation, say, all right, accept the cooling off. And Obama make a visit to Cuba. You understand me? And all of
Yes.
them learn these things from Haile Selassie. Them learn from other people, you know. But I am sure that Haile Selassie is one of the most influential people. We learn them to cool off things with people who was erstwhile enemy.
Yes.
And cool off things and prepare for your next generation have good relation with the generation of that other one. Because sometimes you alone can't achieve the cooling down, you know. Some cooling down take 100 years.
Yes. Prince of Peace. When you were a young Ras, Bongo Jerry, and you were chanting repatriation, what did you think that repatriation would look like in your early days? Because everyone, when they're young, are idealistic. But how did I see repatriation happening as a young Ras?
Well, growing up as a grandson of two Garveyite, I have the same vision like when Marcus Garvey build your own ship and buy some ship, make
Okay.
contact with some African country, get some land and start trade and gradually. Marcus Garvey got some advice that him never follow, and he did do great things. Garvey do great things, him fail in some things, him succeed in some things. By the time I grew up now as a Rastafari in my teens and now, Haile Selassie is already facilitating the repatriation movement, especially after him leave England in a Iceland and go back in Ethiopia. Him start get out land right away from 1948 for people to come back to Ethiopia. And him is showing them saying go and give assistance. So I start take my influence about our picture in the future. More half a Tafari now, more than half a Marcus Garvey. Because Marcus Garvey do film part, reach a certain stage, but it stop at a certain stage. Marcus Garvey did. Tafari is still alive. Tafari reach back in them country, build a shipping line, build a navy, and build a airline, national airline, and give land. So I must pay attention now more to Tafari among other people. And one of my main mission from he's a teenager is to bridge back the bad feeling between the Garveyites and the Rastafarites. Even the Maroon, who see themselves superior to it. My mission from your young youth said, me go help bridge back them gap there. Even though it is a idiot thing for other people, say them is the chosen people and them higher than the rest. That's why from a young Rasta, I no regard Rastafari as superior to the rest of the people because I know it's a big mistake that.
Yes. Definitely. Serious thing, Bongo Jerry. And I want to just clarify. I see Christine Allison said Gaddafi's life ended tragically. This was a terrible thing for all Africans. Whatever your views as to his deserving this because he did cost him, you need to be as gracious as him and let go off of that. And I want to just say that I don't make any comment about that because no human being know their ending, and we pray for the tender mercies. I just watch and pray and observe, how things manifest. Queen Mother Moses says Mussolini and his mistress met a similar fate as Gaddafi. Garvey never set foot on the land. He pointed his people to one Afi, watch out them, this the power of the Trinity, who should be revered and feared. Again, we just watch and pray, and we don't make any judgments, we pray for the tender mercies, but as a historian, we note certain things, how they unfold, because it's a story, everything is interconnected in creation. And this is why the levity, the elders used to say behavior is your savior, because it really is a shield and a buckler how you treat people, how you interact with people, and them thing there. So I would never wish that upon Gaddafi. And Gaddafi was making some major moves before he passed away,
Yes, yes,
which is why they took him out, because he
yes, yes,
really became a Pan-Africanist in real life.
yes,
A lot of the black Africans that were in Libya were invited by Gaddafi, who was
yes,
trying
yes.
to integrate Libya more into sub-Saharan Africa. He wanted it, to really be an African country. He was trying to have the dollar backed by gold at one currency. He was pushing the whole vibration of His Majesty mission. So I don't want people to think I'm gleeful at the way Gaddafi ended with us noting and
Now what we
making
do? What we do? We take sleep. We take a next man's sleep and mark death.
Aile.
And even some of my Rasta brethren, when Gaddafi start flood money in the Caribbean
Yes,
among some Rasta movement and among some revolutionary movement. My good brethren Pee one of the first Rastafari doctor,
yes,
and
yes,
Alan Cole was
yes,
very enthusiastic and used to preach about Gaddafi the man kind of Lego money and thing. But some of
yes,
us was more careful, knowing say yes, him have a change of heart and him helping. But at the same time, we're not going to get carried away. But we still appreciate the gradual change of heart where him seem to exhibit. But him a get too dangerous because him reforming now and coming back good. And certain people can't afford for him to come too good because I'm going to influence the other people in the West more than them, the imperialist power.
yes,
And Venezuela also start to supply Jamaica with oil free of
yes,
cost for decades, free of
yes.
cost.
Under
And Cuba
Chavez,
and Cuba, yes, from long before this one when him where you want
Maduro.
there. Long
Yeah,
before
Maduro.
Maduro.
Yeah, Chavez started that.
Yes.
Hugo Chavez.
Yes, yes, yes. And them been
Mhm.
supplying the whole half of the Caribbean with oil, free of cost. And when you sell the oil, now you take the money and do development work. So little by little, people who was previous enemy can bury the hatchet,
Yeah, man.
smoke the peace pipe like the Red Indian, bury the hatchet, smoke the chillum pipe, and jump war dance, even though it's peace. A peace street you come to, but you still jump to war dance. That for say, we're not
Yes,
war against one another now, The whole of it together now. I go war
yes,
against the enemy. Some war
yes.
dance is a dance of unity, Some war dance is a dance of war. And some of them is a dance of unity. And people may understand that. So
So Bongo Jerry, how does this modern Rastafari, because we're also realizing it's not just repatriation, there's also the matter of integration into the continent. Once you reach home, how do we as Rastafari integrate into what's happening with the AES, what's going on, with the xenophobia, the nationalism that's happening, the tribal. How do you see Rastafari fitting into the modern Africa if we return en masse?
well, hear this now. When Haile Selassie came to the Caribbean in 1966,
I
he
did.
said, he said, I have always wanted to come here, but I never want to come to no colonized country. I
Okay.
wanted to come in, although him not independence was false, But him is a
Yes.
diplomat. Him is a diplomat. He's
Yes.
encouraging you. You never win the 100 meters. You never win, you never even reach the final. But you did do good in the semi-final. He's encouraging you. Haile Selassie said, I always wanted to come to the Caribbean, but I never want to come to no colonial country. So I come now. And when the OAA was being formed, I asked the permission of the other leaders forming it. Let us reserve a space and a seat in the OAU for Jamaica.
Hmm.
Then if Haile Selassie is providing a seat for Jamaica in the OAU, what he mean Jerry Small, and I Kwasi Banso to do?
Hmm.
If Haile Selassie come here and telling me as a 18-year-old that him request a seat in the OAU for we, What him expect we for do?
Art.
Come again. Who him reserve a seat for?
For Jamaica and the
And
Caribbean.
what him expect we for do?
It's to join the African unity.
To join that seat, sitting.
Yes.
That
Yes.
means say enough left. That no mean you enough left Jamaica, you know.
Yes.
Because the first thing them have to pay way back. But meanwhile we still are going by the thousands and the 100,000. But them
Yes,
have to pay way back. Them have to pay way back.
Yes, I.
And furthermore, we're not left in no one who want to come. The only people we are left is who don't want to come. So
Yes.
if you're not left with anyone who want to come, what do you have to do? You have to be a travel agent.
Yes.
And you have to be the head of a shipping line. And you have to be pilot. Me send my son go learn to fly when I'm a 16-year-old.
Okay.
If Haile Selassie reserve a seat in the OAU for Jamaica, you think him reserve seat in the OAU for Holness go there?
No.
You think him reserve seat in the OAU for Busterman to go there?
No.
And for Norman Manley?
No.
Him reserve for Africans abroad. And him reserve the seat at home. Him have the assembly hall at home. And it's a worldwide assembly. And not only that, him tell we already say what? We must reserve trading posts all when we're in Africa. We not go have outposts. We not go have outposts.
Right.
Eh?
Yes, I. Yes, I.
If Haile Selassie extends scholarship to Haile Selassie University for Jamaican, and if Haile Selassie organize for military exchange mission between Ethiopian army and Jamaican army, and if Haile Selassie I tell my father Ronald Small, say he must come to Ethiopia when him get a chance. And when him get a chance, when him reach Ethiopia, he must inform the official at the airport that Haile Selassie said that he must make contact with him when him come. And what you expect?
Art.
On a fairy tale, me I tell you now.
1 second, Bongo Jerry. Stick up in. We just hit 100 people watching live. This
100?
is a collaboration. Yes, 100 people watching live. This is a collaboration with Lion Voice Network, iYard Radio. We have our elder Bongo Jerry Small, He's on Fire. We are here giving the history, talking about repatriation, the future, the movement. If you love Rastafari, independent, non-aligned media, and what we are building, make sure you support iYard Radio. Make sure you support Lion Voice Network. iYard Radio, I think, has a PayPal, so you can send strength via the PayPal to iYard Radio. These things cost, family. So the more resources that we have is the more we can do these type of collaborations, is the more that we can bring this type of quality. You know, this is like in the ancient days when youths would just go around an elder, sit around him foot, fireside, you know what I mean? And we get to hear the oral history of a griot. This is before recorded history, that what we are doing is the most African expression of our culture. You know what I mean? Gathered around the elder, and we're doing it virtually. 103 of us.
We are the voice. We are the record. We are the recording. You know, one of the first successful recording of the human voice and playback. The people who do it, they make a company. And you know what them call the company? Is Master's Voice. Can you tell me how the logo stay? You know his Master's Voice? Recording company.
No, I'm just hearing about this.
The first gramophone company. Them record a man voice. The same man where I work on the machine, they record him voice. And then make a acetate, like a piece of wax record. and play it back and wind it up. Because you have to wind it because it have been springing up. No electricity. Wind it up and carry it go him yard. Meanwhile, him there at the lab where he make it. And call him and him dog outside. And when him start play the record, and the dog outside and hear the man's voice, the dog go inside. And the dog sit down beside the gramophone with the big horn. You never see a picture of dog sit down beside that gramophone on. You never see that picture yet?
No. Me
All
have to
right.
go look
Go
at
you
it.
Google. Make somebody in the office right now before the program done. Google his master's voice. The most famous logo for electronic equipment. And then play back the equipment in the man yard. Meanwhile, him still there at the lab and make gramophone. And the dog still outside and hear him voice and run go inside. And when them say the dog sit down side of the gramophone. And when them hear a next thing, and when them hear the man make talk a certain kind of word way, because the dog them recognize all certain sound that you making up. And when him do that, you know, say when dog hear all a certain special song, him do say, you know, cocky made, you know.
Yes,
you never see dog cocky made. The dog head steady. And when him hear certain thing cock the head so. And him hear next thing and cock the head there. You never see them?
I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to pull it up on the screen here. This is why you have to love the technology, because as the elder talk, we can pull it up. So you can see the dog. You can see him looking at the phone. This is historical, you know, and this is one of the things that I love about Rastafari that attracted I to the movement. We're not in a box knowledge, you know what I mean? All topics are at play. Go ahead, Bongo Jerry.
Yes, I am. So we are the griot in that time is the gramophone, and we the little listener, we the little youth, and we are recorded like what Haile Selassie say in a League of Nations. Say time and history will record your judgment here. So careful what you say. Careful what you say.
So one of the things that we're witnessing now, Bongo Jerry, is 30% of the global energy supply taken offline. The Straits of Hormuz shut. The Bab el-Mandab Strait, which lead out the Red Sea, shut. You know what I mean? The Houthi or El Ansara, they are firing at Saudi oil fields as we speak, massive fires. So even when the strait open and the Bab el-Mandab Strait open, the oil going to reduce. How do I see this energy crisis? And also we have to note 40% of the world's fertilizer, synthetic fertilizer, urea, helium, all of these things are shut down right now in the Persian Gulf. Supply chain.
What caused the shutdown?
There was an illegal invasion.
All right. What caused it? What caused the invasion?
The invasion was to preserve global hegemony of this United
States. To preserve who?
Global hegemony of the United States of America.
No, that is the claim. That is the claim. No. Yes. Israel demanded.
Yes.
Israel demanded. And demand of them so-called big brother. That them big brother must lock down Iran. Is Israel demanded? Israel demanded. Netanyahu demanded.
Okay. And how yes, and I want, because I'm going somewhere with it, because this crisis, how do you see Rastafari dealing with this crisis? And because I'm looking at this, every crisis is also an opportunity, because with fertilizer, the synthetic fertilizer coming off, this is going to lead a push to alternate energy. This is going to accelerate the race toward, you know, sustainable, because now petrochemicals shut down. There's a huge gap in the market. Africa is going to be forced to return to traditional farming and find ways to industrialize traditional farming methods. They're predicting Africa will, have a famine, a massive thing. But I think that this is gonna spur innovation on the continent. But how do you see I and I as Rastafari um, utilizing this period of unprecedented global instability?
Well, hear this now. The instability that grabbed Ethiopia after several attempts
Yes.
to grab Ethiopia and overturn the government of Ethiopia. The British after Haile Selassie go back to Ethiopia in 1941. You hear me?
Yes, I.
After Haile Selassie go back in Ethiopia in 1941, the British help with arms and with equipment and with some soldier. But there's a reason why them help. Them help because Ethiopia going to get Italy half of them back and Germany half of them back. So them not help we through no love. Them a help Ethiopia forget Italy half of them back and Germany half of them back. Well, you see after them going to Ethiopia and His Majesty reaching, a major general of Britain, you hear me?
Yes, I.
A major general of Britain we come with the British Army. We say them come help liberate Ethiopia. Him is the chief political officer for the army of Britain. We come in Ethiopia.
Yes.
In 1941, this is Haile Selassie words when he write himself. Philip Mitchell, Major General, Chief Political Officer of the British Army in Ethiopia, attempted to take over Ethiopia. You hear that? After them claims that them help His Majesty return His Majesty to nothing of the sort. Haile Selassie said again, Philip Mitchell, Major General and Chief Political Officer of the British Army and of the British Parliament, attempted to take over Ethiopia in June 1941.
Then think His Majesty is a British puppet. He must just see what go on. I want you to tell the people again, Bongo Jerry, because people
all right,
just...
no, I'm going to tell them more. I'm going to tell them more. I'm going to tell them more. You start name them, you know. Him say also Brigadier Maurice Lush.
Hot.
And his Majesty said this is sinister. You know what the word sinister mean?
Yes, I.
What it mean?
Evilous.
Yes, not just evilous, you know, but under disguise. Sinister.
Yes.
But you know what is a Greek word, you know? You know what it mean?
What it mean?
Left-handed.
Hot.
No, it is not evil to be left-handed, you know. But it is unusual.
Yes.
Because 3/4 of human being is right-handed. I have them hard on the left.
Hot.
But even if you're left-handed, your heart still upon the left, you know. Not complete left, you know. It's almost in the middle, but more over towards the left. Well, Haile Selassie say, Lush was a sinister character, Brigadier General Lush. He said they spoke publicly about their purpose. They're talking public, you know, about their purpose.
Yes.
Of their coming was to rule Ethiopia. They fought our troops after Ethiopia and the British troops overrun the Italian troops. They start to capture all of what the Italian troops leave there. The Italian troops supposed to leave all that in Ethiopia for rebuild Ethiopia now. The British under Brigadier Lush, they started to fight Ethiopian troops and capture all of the Italian equipment using tanks. And they wounded and killed our patriots just to commandeer one truck that we had captured.
Hot.
Right? So this is how the British start behave. Before His Majesty reached Addis Ababa, you know.
Yes, I.
And His Majesty had to turn the American against them. Because the British and the American was helping him, you know. And he had to turn the American against the British.
Yes.
Well, hear this now. The overthrow of the imperial government in 1972, how did it come about?
1973 with
74,
the
74, 74.
this was the Yom Kippur War when the
No,
invasion of
in
Egypt.
Ethiopia. No, the overturning of the Ethiopian government 1974.
That is
Hear
what
this now.
yes, yes. But
Yes.
I'm saying
Right.
the color revolution that was risen started because His Majesty expelled Israel from Ethiopia. It was a joint collaboration between Israel, America, and MI6. The whole famine propaganda, the student uprising, all of those
Yeah.
things were color revolution against
Yeah,
His
but
Majesty, the
him
coming
never
of the birth.
him never expelled them till September 73, you know.
Yes,
But guess what happened before that?
yes,
Kissinger, who born in Germany and is a Jew, moved to America when he was 15-year-old. And Kissinger cannot become president of America because the American Constitution say you have to born in America to be president. But them are train him from him young, and him ambition from him young is to have the second most powerful post in America. And to do that, him study and him join the American army when him a 19-year-old, even before him go study. Join the American army as American, born in Germany, and America sent him back to Germany before the war done. And he was trained as an intelligence officer to go amongst the German people as a German and find out all the way the Nazi them a hide. Because Nazis start take off them uniform and hide now, because them see them a lose the war. Well, Kissinger go in there as an intelligence officer, 19-year-old, and start find out all where the Nazi a hide. And he meet with so much success that by the time I'm at 20, them promote him. And in one day, 3 German towns surrender to him, one, without a shot fire. So he might get promotion by the day, you know. And when him come back when the war done and him come back to America, him immediately go in a university now and start studying now how to get the highest post in America under president, because him can't turn president, because him never born there. Well, by the 1960s, he is the chief advisor to the American president before him even reaching the government. And by Nixon, beat Johnson, and I go for him second term. Kissinger is now Secretary of State, which is the highest post in America outside the president. And as a Jew, Haile Selassie tell Israel, say, if you don't give back Egypt the land where you take in 1967 in the 7-day war, 6-day war, and not going back you. I going back you for going to the United Nations and have certain talk, but you have to give back Africa them piece of land there. The same place down at the tip of Gaza, you know. Africa, they say, you know.
yes,
And them
yes,
refuse to do it. Them refuse to do it from 1949 back till 67, where them take away more piece of Africa. And still I tell them some I run out of patience from 49 to 67. That are 18 years now, you know.
yes,
And them go further and say them nah get back. And Haile Selassie want them say by the end of the year, they go expel you out of Ethiopia. And
yes,
Kissinger said to Nixon. Kissinger said to Nixon, the last thing before Watergate bust for Nixon. Kissinger said to Nixon, say, make we pull the rug from under Haile Selassie. And
yes,
Kissinger and the Israeli government organized the revolution in Ethiopia.
yes,
Them
yes,
handpicked Mengistu. From him was
yes,
a captain. From him was a captain, them handpicked him and start training him. And the Israeli military mission in Ethiopia organized Mengistu, organized the whole Derg. And for 6 years, them had it there organizing before. And 1973, they make the first move. And the first move what they make was the island in Ethiopia, you know. The 13th of September 1973, they make the first move. Them send
yes,
his majesty, them send his modesty grandson to stick him up in our plane coming back from Germany, flying over Italy, and by the time the plane land at Ethiopia, Bole International Airport, Haile Selassie must agree to come down off of the throne. Well, him failed to do it because his mother get up and step between him and the gun and his modesty. And the security guard on the plane grab him and put him in a handcuff. The same handcuff where them a plan to put his modesty in, and the grandson going in the handcuff. And that was the first move in the revolution. It never worked. And then wait till the next year, February 1974. Anyway, long story short. You see after Marcus Garvey, I carry a vex feeling. Say Haile Selassie never make the delegate get up and talk in at the conference 1920 in America.
Yes, bring it full circle.
When His Majesty now going to England and join Marcus Garvey in exile, two of them in exile in England. And Marcus Garvey go to the railway station for meet His Majesty and welcome him. The British official then block him from meet His Majesty. Him try to write His Majesty 3 times, him no get no reply, and him assume say the same thing we go on 1920 is it Selassie I do again. Selassie not acknowledge him. And him start to cuss Selassie, and Haile Selassie don't say a word. But the September that year there, Selassie send back it, say go back to America, or why you go to America, go organize an organization and rely upon it. And Malaku left England September 1936, go to America, meet up with all the little liberation fighters in America, get out some communists who infiltrate the Ethiopian liberation supporter them, get them out because the communists always try penetrating the black struggle. The communists and the LGBT determined to infiltrate the black struggle and take over the black struggle. And Malaku Bayen stay 1 year, 11 months in America, organizing all the Ethiopian organizations, including the UNIA, some of the members them, and formed the Ethiopian World Federation 11 months later, August 25th, 1937. Now Malayan, him no says Marcus Garvey, and him work help Ethiopia over the years, you know. But because of the way Marcus Garvey behave, him never acknowledged the UNIA, you know, till 1939. 1939, Malaku Bayen made the first announcement, say, the foundation of the Ethiopian World Federation owes a lot to the UNIA and Marcus Garvey work.
Okay.
And you see the next month,
yes,
him get sick January 1940.
Yes.
Him dead May 1940. And Marcus Garvey dead 1 month later.
Art. Yes, so that even sounds suspicious when you put it in that kind of chronological order and that context. And we'll never know some of these things, but we know that I have been targeted. And one of the biggest things is to try to prevent Africa and the diaspora from connecting. That has come out in documents, you know what I mean, that this was one of the primary objectives.
The brethren yesterday.
Yes.
The brethren yesterday will connect the dots.
Yes.
And make you know how the Rastafari group in America start up as a result of Tafari sending those missionaries.
Yes.
And when I went to America 2023, Mikey White, because him get involved with local 12
yes.
got involved with local 12 Ethiopian World Federation.
Yes.
And Mikey White introduced me to him and asked me if we can resolve the dispute that the Tafari brotherhood start in America before Jamaica. And I tell that brother what I know about the whole thing and help clarify him, although him himself was doing research. I will keep another special meeting just for that after the first meeting. And him being connecting the dots and connecting the dots and connecting the dots. What we don't need is a rivalry between the
No,
different unit of the Rastafarites, because Leonard Howell is not the first Rasta.
no,
I told them from 50 years ago, Leonard Howell could not be the first Rastafari, because
no.
the first Rastafari is Rastafari himself, and the movement
Yes,
grew up around him from before
yes.
him even take the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, man. From he was a baby, people come and check him father and tell them, say, this is a special child to be born. You
Yeah.
know, we have that on the record from Ethiopian researchers. One of our audience, our valued member of our Lion Pride, Mr. Ken Daly, he's asking, he said, ask Jerry, Bongo Jerry, if he's aware of the connection between Garvey and the noble Drew Ali.
Yes. Then
Give
a
us some
noble Drew,
history. Yes, give us
no,
some history. Who is the noble Drew Ali and what is the history?
when Marcus Garvey first traveled, him go a Panama or some other place in the South America, like what most Jamaican was doing in them time, including my grandfather, one of them, travel go Panama, because the Panama Canal, France did start build the Panama Canal, because them did build the Suez Canal before that. So them a build the Panama Canal, but the arrangement broke down and them left it there unfinished. So America now start take over the building of the Panama Canal. And of course, all of the people in the Caribbean and in America start to migrate, go down to Panama, go get work, because you can work down there and send more money in the country you come from. So Marcus Garvey go Panama first and Costa Rica and them place. Come back to Jamaica. That time one of him sister gone live in England long before him. I think she named Indiana. When him reached back to Jamaica 1910, she sent a ticket for him. Not true. She sent a ticket to Marcus Garvey, say, come to England. So when him
Okay.
go to England now, him start go to some night school and some correspondence course. And him also meet up on this Egyptian in England, have a newspaper and enlighten people about the African struggle. Because the first Pan-African conference, it keep from 1900, I'm here, man, a dispute. Say, a Marcus Garvey keep first Pan-African conference. First Pan-African conference keep 1900. And then the next Pan-African conference keep somewhere in the 20s. And the third one keep 1949 in England as the war done. So there's many different people been doing this work here. And we must not try to show up one another like we're greater than one another. And the danger is there, just like how you always have the different mansion or Rastafari, sometimes rivaling and showing off on one another and carrying grievance. We don't need to have no grievance between the Rastafari movement in America and the one in Jamaica, and disputing which people is the chosen people of God and which one come first and which one come second. And we have to practice back the breaking down of misunderstanding and disagreement, so that we who previously was estranged from one another is in a working relationship back with one another. You understand? That's why I spend so much time on them things today when talking about how the future will work out. Because that have to work out far in the future work out.
This is the elder, this is the wisdom of the elder. This is the wisdom of the Asian. This is why we have to spend time with our elders, because this is just perfect timing. 126 people live watching this. Not a channel record, but we're getting up there. I think our record is like 140. But we're getting up there, and we give thanks everyone watching live. This great experience with Bongo Jerry. And if you have any questions, we take a few questions before we seal up. But again, every month we're asking Bongo Jerry to come forward and to do this collaboration. Make sure you're following iYard Radio on YouTube. Click the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, send the brethren a PayPal. Big up everyone who sent in super chats to this episode. You can give a contribution if you love what you hear and you want us to hear more. You want us to continue. You want us to hire staff. You want Rastafari Media to be bigger than CNN and BET. We have to fund it. It's not going to happen because it's nice or it's useful. It's going to happen because we make it happen. The item as the audience, taking your hard-earned money and supporting iYard Radio, supporting Lion Voice Network, supporting Rastafari TV, iJust Star. So many platforms out there doing this work. I don't want to start calling them because we're going to leave out people. Rastafari Jams, big up yourself. Just Jam Magazine. So many media ones them doing this work. Support some of them, and this is how we're going to build our architecture, our media platform. This information Bongo Jerry shared with us, clearing up so much, the intricate details, how we just built on what Ras Floyd said yesterday, providing color, providing context, but cementing the history and putting it in a context so there's no division amongst I and I. It strengthened I and I because for real, if Haile Selassie is who we say he is, of course, wherever the knowledge flow to, it's going to have an impact on those people who get that knowledge. You know what I mean? That's natural. And this is just evidence of that divine power. Cannot every human being have this impact and continue to have this impact up until the modern era. So we give thanks for this, but again, support the platform, support iYard Radio. Any questions that the item have for Bongo Jerry, we will take those questions. This is such a beautiful manifestation, you know what I mean? Ken Dolly, what is Ken Dolly saying here? He also helped to establish the Universal Islamic Society in Detroit in 1926 with the motto, one God, one aim, one destiny. I guess that's the Noble Drew Ali he's talking about there.
Okay. Noble Drew Ali, different from the Mohammed Deuce Ali that Coach Marcus gave in England.
Okay.
Because even the Islamic movement is a part of the whole redemption of the African people, because Islam was generated partly by Muhammad learning certain things while in Ethiopia, traveling all over to serve all humanity. And all of the great ideas and philosophies is to serve all humanity, not just black people or white people alone. That's why I never subscribe to black supremacy. I understand why people like to promote black supremacy, but I don't subscribe to anything that plays a certain part of humanity supreme over the rest of humanity. But hear this now. There's many things. For instance, there's a very important brethren. All of us important, but you have a youth man who do some important work, especially for the years that him was. 1968, when me and my brethren I start publish certain things as teenager. You have a younger set of youth, 5 years younger than we, that are going with some great work at Jamaica College, some like a 14-year-old and 15-year-old, And when some of the Marxists and communists were in the black movement, say what them a print and write, then couldn't believe so some little school youth to do it. And then bring it to me and say, you know them youth? I say, yes, man. Ivan Core was one of them youth at the time. He was about 15-year-old. Because you have a whole younger youth, just like when me are 15 or when me are 11. Me a reason about certain thing. Other youth my age a reason about certain thing where bigger boy and I'm ready for reason about. But this is normal. We don't make it swell weight neither. So Ivan Core was one of the early members in the Ethiopian World Federation Charter 15, which was founded in February 1968. It is not the 12 tribe of Israel that was founded in February 1968. And it is a falsehood for people to be claiming that the 12 tribe of Israel was founded February 1968. It's the Ethiopian World Federation Charter 15. Now, Gad, the guy with them called Gad, and when I call him Gad, guy, is no disrespect. And I am not talking this to hurt him or nobody else. At the same time, I fear him, nor nobody else neither. Not looking a friend, just a talk it as facts, and I give credit to it due. I give Marcus Garvey credit to it due, even though I don't like certain things him do. I give anybody credit to it due. I try to. Where it is due, regardless of what anything else them not like for instance, Gaddafi. So now, God now, grandmother was a federation member, but him himself now in no federation. God a revivalist, and there's nothing wrong with being a revivalist. Like Prince Emmanuel was a revivalist before him a Rasta too. So now, God grandmother left some property for him, and he left some property for the federation. But like how some people stay, God say him want back him grandmother property, although she left it for them people and left something to him. Him say him want back him grandmother property. So him joined the federation to get back him grandmother property from them. So when the federation, a new branch of the federation start up, and some brethren get a new charter February 1968, God go amongst them and through him smarter than them, him twist them around him little finger, like how him couldn't twist me around him little finger. And there's many more of him couldn't twist, not me alone, I'm not boasting. Many of him couldn't twist around him little finger. But he was able to twist those two around him little finger. And two tools him control the charter and become the boss. Never elected to be the president. Never elected to be the president. Him take over the charter, which is not him get it, and start call it 12 tribe of Israel 5 years later, 1973. A horoscope God believe in, not the Bible, not Ethiopian World Federation. A horoscope him believe in, and believe in a Delawrence also. Make I tell you that. God believe in a Delawrence. You will soon find out our Delawrence. Delawrence are some necromancy. And believe in Obiaism up to him teeth. Now, some people glorify Obiaism because it come from Africa. As far as I'm concerned, Obiaism is neither here nor there. And people who believe in Obia, some of them, I have to tell them already, work your ass, Obia, upon me. You can't go and do that. Obiaism work upon who believe in Obiaism. Not Obiaism can't work upon people who don't believe in Obiaism. So enough people frighten our Obiaism, and enough people worship it through it come from Africa. Anyway, I them think they can't believe in it. Horoscope, Obiaism, de Lawrence. So him use him brain and take with the charter and control the organization. Never yet, whole election, was never yet elected to be president of Ethiopian World Federation. Well, Ivan Kora is one of my little brethren. We bring them in there by the hundreds. Because me and my little set of brethren come from Augustown. When we formed the organization, we start carrying youth by the hundreds. And that's how the organization get big. Because our practice from years before is to travel around Jamaica non-stop, every week, every weekend, for years. As come weekend, we left town and gone right around Jamaica. I connect with Rasta youth for years. So when we joined the Ethiopian World Federation Charter 15, August 1969, we start carrying my brethren and sisters, and so it get big. And now God grow that. And now through God, make the 12 tribe get so big. And through the Ethiopian World Federation, and through Haile Selassie, and through Malaki Bayan and them woman them.
Give thanks, give thanks.
Ivan Core coming in there and play a great part as a little youth. Now, the whole of we want a visa for travel to America because we have some work to do with the Federation in America. God go to embassy and can't get no visa. The first vice president go to embassy and can't get no visa. Me are the second vice president, although me are 21-year-old. Me can't get no visa. And I was not elected. So it is not properly to call me now the second vice president because God was not elected. Neither Brother Dougie was elected, nor I wasn't elected. I get dictator and right to name and put that side of our name. Dictatorship. Starting with a big dick.
Yes. Yes. I know the time. I know the time, Bongo Jerry.
I can get 2 more minutes. Can get 2 minutes.
Yeah, man, free up. But I just want, because I know your time and the setup there.
All right,
We
2 minutes.
have some time.
Ivan Core coming to the organization. The whole of we go embassy and can't get no visa. Ivan Core father say, me can't help you get visa. Ivan Core father is a top lawyer in Jamaica and the deputy leader of the PNP. Him write a letter and get go embassy and get visa through Ivan Core father write a letter. And therefore him choose Ivan Core, a 18-year-old youth, to go with him to Chicago. Not because he was supposed to go with him as no executive, but him a pay back debt to him or favor to get him visa. Then carry Ivan Core with him. And after that, Ivan Core go on a couple of the mission. And 1973, him carry Ivan Core with him go to Ethiopia. Because Ivan Core father is now Deputy Prime Minister of Jamaica. Ivan Core go with Gad because Gad want him to go with him. Now Ivan Core now, parents say to Gad, say, you know, say Ivan drop out of university after 1 year and I deal with Rasta business and start a business a bag and hammer and make enough money. But we want him to go back to university. Brother Gad, if you can help, if you can convince Ivan Core to go back to university, we will do anything for you. Well, Gad like things. So Gad decide to say, all right, I go and help you convince Ivan to go back to university. So Gad carry Ivan Core go Ethiopia with him 1973 and then make a plan together. When them go Ethiopia, they make a plan and come back and tell we. Gad come back to Jamaica and Ivan Core no come back. Gad tell we say him and Ivan Core fall out. But it's a plan them making now. For Ivan Core go back to university and Gad go and get a reward secretly. Gad come back and tell we say him and Ivan Core fall out. That's what I think happen. Them tell we say them want appointment, an audience with His Majesty. Ivan Core father can't help them forget a audience with His Majesty because Ivan Core father Minister of Foreign Affairs and Deputy Prime Minister of Jamaica. So Ivan Core father give Ivan a letter and say when you and Gad reach Ethiopia, carry this to the Jamaican embassy and they will arrange an audience with His Imperial Majesty. Well, I know and other people know that Gad don't want to meet His Imperial Majesty. And I am telling you this. There's 3 individuals that I know Gad afraid of. One is Imperial Majesty afraid of him like puss. And he afraid of Edward Siaga. Gad is a PNP supporter from Matthews Lane. The biggest enemy to Edward Siaga. But I know that make him afraid of Siaga. Siaga study revival movement, Obiaism movement, and Rastafari.
Anthropologist. He was an anthropologist.
Yes,
Yes.
him publish him studies about revival movement. Him
Yes.
publish him studies about revivalist movement, but he has never published him studies about Rastafari. Well, Siaga, guy knows say Gad afraid of him and him afraid of His Majesty. There's one other person at Jamaica at the time. I know say Gad afraid I'm not going to name that person at this time. Well, Gad come back at Jamaica and say, him tell Ivan Core say him not carry no letter to no Jamaican embassy and him don't open it and read it himself. So him not go to the embassy. Because in the Bible, David did want to kill a man because him like the man wife vagina.
Okay.
She name what's she name again?
Bathsheba.
Bathsheba. But when she a bat, David see her a bat, you know, because him sit down on a high tower in him palace. And she live next door and him look down and see her in her bat. So she a Bathsheba. And him skin catch a fire. And him go fornicate her. And it sweet him. But him send for the soldier with their abroad a fight for him like you send a man go to Gaza or you send a man go to Iran.
Yes.
You breed him wife and you send for him Iran and say, time for you come on on a long leave. Name rest and recreation, R&R. You know, in soldier they are a long time. You bring them home for 2 weeks for R&R, you give him money. And you send him go to a nightclub.
Yes.
Anyway, God make the excuse so when the man come home, the man no want to go sleep with his wife. Because David want to jacket him. So him not go sleep with the wife. When the baby born, the man don't know son of him. So David send the man go back up at the war front and tell the commander, say, put this man in the hottest part of the battle and make him dead. And also Uriah, the hitman. In there Uriah the Hittite, you know what we call him Uriah the hitman.
Uriah go back a war and dead. God say him not carry no letter. But David give him a letter for carry back, go give him army commander, you know. And the letter say, send this man go dead right away. So God make excuse now through my brain. Say him not carry no letter go on no embassy for go get no audience with the Haile Selassie. Because a man did carry a letter, go give high official and the letter say to kill him. But it's an excuse God make up for him and Core fall out. Him come back to Jamaica, Core stay Ethiopia, and enter Haile Selassie University. So I'm going to fulfill him promise to Core parents. Say I go and make Ivan go back to university. So these is the kind of tricks in trade that God take and hijack the Ethiopian World Federation and try impersonate that Ethiopian World Federation is 12 tribes of Israel.
Give
And,
thanks.
and there's many other leaders like God who use them brain and general. And some of them were very well known, very brainy, do a lot of things for Rasta, but use them brain and con people, meanwhile being some great Rasta leader, some dreadlock, some comb, and some trim. Only a con man like that in a Rastafari.
Um, I,
And in every organization. I done.
yes, I call them charismatic elders. They were charismatic figures in the movement. And we
Yes,
have
yes.
to move away from that mode of organization to where everyone have this knowledge for themselves as who His Majesty is, and everyone know how they uniquely are going to use them talent to serve the mission that His Majesty set I and I upon, which is the liberation of Africa, the
Yes.
unification of Africa, and the redemption of humanity, of I and mankind. So the mission is clear. We give thanks for the Bongo Jerry. Give thanks for the 138 people watching live from around the world. Let us know where you're watching from in the comment section. If you're watching for the first time, we are the Lion Voice Network. We have the greatest comment section on the internet. And I'm afraid to say that. I mean? Big up all of the ones them in the comments making this such a interesting and communal experience. 142, I think we might have hit a record for the channel. I'm going to have to check on that. But give thanks for everyone watching live. This is a collaboration, iYard Radio, Lion Voice Network. Make sure you're subscribed to iYard Radio. Make sure you give us strength to the brethren as well. The same way like once come here and give strength to and I give thanks for the $5, the $10 donation, because this is how we fund this operation, the 1-1 Cocoa Full Basket strategy, the every mickle make a muckle philosophy. So the same way the item support I want the item support iYard Radio. Go over to his YouTube. I think the PayPal information is there. Send the brethren of strength, you know what I mean? Spread the love. Make I and I fund Rastafari independent non-aligned media so that we can have a multiplicity of platforms. Also, I heard someone ask if this is regular. Bongo Jerry is on iYard Radio. When is the show on iYard Radio, Bongo Jerry? Give the information for the show where how ones can catch the regular broadcast.
Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's a 5 o'clock North America time. Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 7 in the evening. And here we are today linking with you from the courtyard of the House of Dread, not from inside the building. Same place.
Mightyful, mightyful. So again, this is Rastafari unity in action. Don't make nobody tell you or focus you upon the negative things that are happening. Yes, we are human beings. Things not perfect. Whole heap of things need to fix up, but we cannot just focus on what's wrong. We have to focus on what's working, and we have to amplify what's working. And this is a collaboration. Two Rastafari brethren. Breadlocks is a family man with him wife and children running iYard Radio. Lion Voice Network is a family man with him wife and children, brethren coming together to build our economic media empire and foundation with our elder guiding us and supporting us using his cachet of love that he has built up over decades on Jamaica radio, legendary. But he's saying to the young people, I'm going to help the IDM to build your platform as a legacy. So this is the unity. This is the elder, the mature adults coming together to empower. And I want to be able to hire my son in this business, just as Breadlocks hire his son. And we hire more people's sons. And we have operations where Rastafari people can come and work, intern, all of these things. But again, people, we have to fund this liberation. It's not going to happen because Coca-Cola like what we are doing and decide to fund us. It's going to happen because everyone put their $5, their $10, use the technology. 50,000 people spending $10 is 500,000 US dollar. We can do that every Wednesday, every Saturday. We are about to hit 79,000 subscribers. iHeart Radio over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We want to make sure that continue to grow. And remember, we're still in the early stages of this uprising, family, of Rastafari media. This was one of the 22 points that came out of the UII conference 1983. We are just now fulfilling those tenets that came out, but it's a continuum of work. And we want to just continue to rise together. Big up everyone. Tomorrow we return with the Association of Rastafari Creatives Virtual Summer Camp staff, who will be talking about this 2026 virtual summer camp. Make sure you return. Tomorrow we want to raise some money for the summer camp. So I'm going to see if we can raise at least $300 to help fund the teacher salary for the summer camp tomorrow. So spread the word so that we can hear what's happening for our Rastafari youths. And if you have a child who is growing up Rastafari, go to rastafaricreatives.com and register your child before the 10th to the 14th. There will be all Rastafari instructors. It's STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics instruction. And the theme for this year's camp is building the community of tomorrow. So the youths, them final assignment is literally to build, express their vision of what heaven on earth looks like using the principles of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So definitely enroll your youths. Come and check us tomorrow so you can learn more about it. But this is, again, we are rising, family, and it feels good, and we're not going to stop. Bongo Jerry, final word sound before we seal up.
Yeah, man, just very thankful. And as I say, the reason why I never project what are my hopes and this for the future.
Yes.
I want to underline that we have repair work to do in the present that will help and lend to the planning for the future, which is a mutual plan. No one person must assume that is mainly their ideas going to carry forward in a collective work.
Yes. Sila, yes.
Thank you very much.
Give thanks. And that is why we are actually asking our young people to share what their vision for the future looks like. Same thing, because this is the prophecy said that this new reality is coming from the heavens. And, in Rastafari, we always acknowledge that the heavens are our thoughts and what is inside of us. And so we need to hear what the collective vision, that's how we get heaven on earth. When everyone is living in their passion and fulfilling their purpose on earth, that is how we get that Zion on earth reality, that high frequency, that anointed reality, the Christ in his kingly character who has established it on earth, his majesty. That is how we reach that zenith, and it's not static. This is an ever evolving. Zion is not just you reach and this or no. It's always evolving and changing. The youth, them always elevating. It's always growing. That's how we get up from the step pyramid in Nubia to the pyramids of Giza. It's always evolving, always manifesting greater heights. So we are headed in that direction, and We are going to do it together, family. And we are not going to stop. Why? Because the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. And this is the lion voice. Ili?
This is
The Abyssinians.
the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is
The Lion's Voice. They had no fear, no fear at all. It was him a star, it was God, let him be praised. Him a star, it was God, let him be praised.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it's Exodus. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
Greetings, this is Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the Lion's Voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use a yet an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. Rastafari, the Lion's Voice.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the Lion's Voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the Lion Voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here, hear me now. Yeah, the Lion's Voice. Raw.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice. Them could never conquer the mountains. Thousands of years and counting. Ethiopia rise again unto the world. Now we are announcing. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see one a go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Well, them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see one a go dismantle the base. Rastafari crown as the Prince of Peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries.
Well, for unto us a son was born and a child was given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Them call him Lidj Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Lidj Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. They call him Lidj Tafari. Lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Lidj Tafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England or Cote d'Ivoire, no matter if you're brown or black like Qatar. Haile Selassie say fi end all tribal war. A time fi gather Mount Zion, fi drive solar car from the car straight to Zanzibar. Who we are, the sons of Lidj Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Lidj Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. Lidj Tafari. Lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Lidj Tafari. We do everything.
iRoots Records, an online shop for reggae and dub vinyl, CDs and Rastafari books. Rastafari owned and operated for over 15 years. We ship worldwide. We have many titles from Frontline Publications in stock. We have 50 plus Akabeka Midnight titles, which we believe is the most of any shop in the world. Special invite for the Lion Pride. Use code Lion's Voice and save 10% store-wide. If you spend $125 or more, the discount goes up to 15%. Visit us online at www.irootsrecords.com. The time has come.
321 Productions and RBG Alliance presents the 3rd annual in Kingston, Jamaica.
A mysterious violence against
At the door, children under 12 for free. Don't miss the Abyssinians live in Kingston, Jamaica. Can't be missed. History.
In the haunting echoes of violence against women in St. Anne, Jamaica, a mysterious vigilante emerges. For the Woman Painted Purple unfurls a gripping narrative of empowerment, retribution, and the pursuit of justice. Brenda and her group sisters bond together in therapy over their common struggle, but soon their group becomes the subject of an investigation. As the vigilantes' actions escalate, the relentless detective, Officer Woodley, races to unmask the mystifying figure. For the Woman Painted Purple is a pulse-pounding tale that explores the boundaries of justice, revenge, and the fighting spirit. This thrilling saga delves into the complexities of dealing with mental health, domestic abuse, and finding love after. Own your copy today. Visit www.devanigreen.com.
This is The Black Heart Man, Rastafari children's picture book with hand-painted illustration and rhythmic storytelling. This is a journey you do not want to miss. We offer worldwide shipping, so order your copy today at www.degreaspaintbrush.com. Alternatively, you can order your copy from TikTok. If you are interested in stocking the book, please email us at degreaspaintbrush@gmail.com. Give thanks.
Jamaica to Toronto. The Rastafest movement rises again. This August 15 and 16, Rastafest 2026 returns to Little Jamaica in Toronto with reggae music, Rastafari culture, Ital food, arts, reasoning, and unity. But this year, it's more than a festival. Rastafest is partnering with the Rastafari mansions and organizations to support the Relief, Rebuild, Rise initiative, helping Rastafari families and communities rebuild, resist the risk of disasters, and to rise to their true potential. This is culture with a cause. Full Joy Music support the mission. Donate to the Relief, Rebuild, Rise GoFundMe through the link in the RMO Jamaica Instagram profile. Rastafari.
Save the date. Join us on Sunday, August 9th, 2026 at 5 p.m. for the 25th annual fundraiser for the Shashamane Foundation at the Silver Spring Civic Center, Great Buffalo Hall in Silver Spring, Maryland. Come be a part of an evening that helps transform lives by supporting quality education and sustainable development at the JRDC School in Shashamane, Ethiopia. Your presence and generosity help empower children, strengthen communities, and build a brighter future. Can't attend? You can still make a difference by donating at shashamani.org or by scanning the event QR code. Mark your calendar, bring your family and friends, and let's build a lasting legacy together. We'll see you there. Rastafari TV and Site Media are proud sponsors of the Shashamani Foundation.